What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with a banger of a video. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Drop a like if you do, and also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. What are you waiting on, dude? Thank you guys so much for all the recent subs. I really do appreciate it. And one more thing I want to touch on here. Get your hands on my mugshot merch today. If you guys are just curious about my mugshot, check out my merch website, linked at the very top of the description. We got hoodies, we got t-shirts, we got mugs and phone cases, all featuring my mugshot. All proceeds for this are going to go towards covering my court fees and costs of hiring an attorney. You guys know how that goes. Court's expensive, especially when you have a bit of a record. So, hope you guys enjoy this video. Drop a like if you do. Don't forget to check out that mugshot merch in the description below. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. So, this one, honestly, I wasn't really going to make it a video. You know, this was, in my opinion, not super crazy, but it's a very fun night doing a lot of ketamine. And the other reason I'm making this a video is because it's one of the last stories that I have left with Ashton. I've been saying this for a while, but I don't think I've dropped a story, like an Ashton story, in like 3 or 4 months. It's because, like, this is, like, probably my second or third to last, like, if even. I think this might be my last. Who knows? Either way, there's really not much left untold, you know, that I'm able to tell on YouTube, at least. And this is one of them. It's a fond memory of mine, so I figured I'd come share it. So, this took place when I was back in high school, as most of you have probably assumed by now, during my junior year. And, you know, during this phase of my life, I was doing pretty much any substance I could get my hands on. And a habit that my friend Ashton and I had is, you know, because we had the same lunch period, instead of actually going to eat lunch because we were dirty drug addicts, we'd go meet up in the bathroom and sit in adjacent stalls and do ketamine together, right? I'd pass him, like, my school ID or my debit card. He'd stick it into his little bag of K and get some K on that shit and pass it under the wall of the stall back to me. And then I'd just get fucking K'd up, enjoy the last few periods of school, and go home. It was a tradition, dude. You know, some of y'all, you might have traditions like on Thanksgiving, you eat turkey, you know? For breakfast, you drink coffee. For lunch, I do ketamine, you know? Like, that's my tradition. So we had a lot of fun doing this all the time, you know, and on this particular day, I remember I only took like one bump. I didn't get super K'd up, but it was enough to give me that nice kind of buzzing feeling. You know, the best way to describe how K makes you feel is, you know, in smaller doses, very small, like a bump, it's almost like being lightly crossfaded. Like, it's like you had a few drinks, you know, you smoked a little bit of weed, you feel good. It's a real good party substance. But then once you do a certain amount, you cross a line, right? It becomes like a disassociative, like a almost comparable to a psychedelic in a way. Not really, more of a disassociative, but it completely changes. It's interesting. And hey, some K-holes occur tonight. So either way, we do this K at lunch, and the day rolls by, and, you know, we get out of school, and Ashton and I decide to kick it together. You know, we have nothing better to do. We're like, yo, let's link up. My mom's going to be at work for a little bit, so I tell him to just get a ride over to my place, which we, of course, had our friend Ashley driving us home from school pretty much every day. You know, she was kind of like our Uber, so it was very convenient. She took him and I back to my crib. You know, we're chilling there for a little bit, and we end up inviting Kyle over, also known as Kevin in my previous stories, but I kind of just use his real name now because I've had him on stream like 3 or 4 times. You know, you guys kind of know him by now. But either way, back on topic here. So we end up inviting Kyle over, right? Kyle comes through maybe 30 minutes later, and while we're waiting for Kyle to get there, Ashton and I are chilling, dude. We're doing some K, we're having a hoot, and I end up turning on Dr. Phil on the TV. You know, we're sitting at the dining room table, watching Dr. Phil from the living room. You know, my mom's condo, it wasn't very big. You could see the living room TV perfectly well from the dining room. You know, it was very nice. So we were chilling, enjoying that. And Kyle gets there, right? Kyle comes through. And it turns out that this was actually the one day of the month that Ashton was able to smoke. I've talked about this a lot in the past, but for those of you guys who might not know, my friend Ashton, he was on probation at the time, and he got drug tested every month. Luckily, he wasn't on colors or anything like that. Or I don't know, is it still colors for probation? I haven't been on probation in a long time, dude, but I don't know, whatever random system they have. He knew when he was going to get drug tested. It was just monthly. So there was always like 1 or 2 days out of the month that he'd smoke. And then the other like 28, 29 days of the month, he would roll down the window if we sparked up in the car. You know, that's just how it went. So in the couple of days that he was able to smoke, we always got high as hell. We went to Jupiter. So we're sitting there, we're doing this K, we're getting zooted. And once Kyle gets there, we start rolling up some blunts. I remember Kyle came through with a pack of Swishers, clutched up for that one, right? We roll up a blunt. I had some Swishers in my bedroom too, so we had 2 packs. We were ready for the evening, bro. We were ready to rumble. No big plans, just ketamine for dinner, dude, just like lunch. You know, there's nothing wrong with leftovers, you know what I'm saying? So we roll up our first blunt, and we go out to my back deck, and we're smoking on the back deck, and I'm feeling good, dude. You know, after lunch, you know, at school, I wasn't really that K'd up, but after getting home and doing quite a few more bumps with Ashton, I was feeling really, really good on this K. And I'm sitting there telling Kyle, I'm like, dude, like, you should get K'd up with us. You know, and at first he's like, I don't know, man. Like, I got work tomorrow and stuff. I don't know. And I'm like, yeah, like, that's tomorrow. Like, what does that have to do with anything? You know, today's today. Do ketamine now. You know, like, I'm making sure we have a hoot ahead of us. Doesn't take much convincing. He loves ketamine. So, of course, he was down, right? So we go back inside after we smoke this blunt on my back deck, the first of many blunts to come. And we start doing some more K. And Ashton gives Kyle a line. He's like, Kyle, you got to catch up, bro. Me and Nick have been getting fucked up for like an hour before you got here. Like, come on, dude. You got to catch up a little bit. Kyle's like, okay, you know, I appreciate it. And Ashton was the man, you know. He was hooking it up, never asked us for money. Of course, I'd always compensate him when I could. But, you know, it was just nice that, like, he never asked for it. It was very kind of him, you know what I'm saying? I appreciated that a lot. So either way, back on topic here. I appreciated that he was hooking Kyle up as well. We're all having a hoot, a very nice time. And Kyle does his line, and he, right off the bat, this line was fat. Ashton gave him a huge one, and as soon as he railed this first line, you could tell within 5 minutes that there was just no chance this guy was going to walk home later. He walked over to my house. He was not walking home, dude. Someone was going to have to carry or drive him. It was just not going to happen. He's sitting there, and he's just got this shit-eating grin on his face after this line. He's like, oh, my God. And he just keeps inhaling. He just keeps sniffling. He's like, oh, my God, you know? That was good. And Ashton, you know, he always had just beautiful crystal K, bro, that he'd break down. You know, it was just beautiful, dude. It was so sexy, dude. It was so sexy. It was some of the most beautiful shit I'd ever seen, you know? It made my heart skip a beat sometimes, you know? And when you're doing lines of this stuff, there was just a taste that was like no other K I've ever done. I guess, for lack of a better word, it just felt so, like, pure, you know? It felt so good. And it didn't clog up my nose like a lot of other, like, shitty, more powdery, obviously cut K that I've done in my life was like. This stuff was really good, you know? It's like when you do really good blow, and, like, it almost clears out your sinuses, you know? Like, you're almost like it opens up your nose. Maybe it's just the coke addict in me speaking, you know? Maybe that's my, like, my nasal cavities collapsing due to either way. Whatever, dude. Let's move on. So, we're getting K'd up. We're watching our Dr. Phil. We're smoking our blunts. And a couple hours go by. Kyle does another few bumps of K. I do some more K. And Kyle is absolutely tranquilized at this point, disabled. After the second blunt, he comes back in. This guy would have qualified for any sort of disability check the government offers at this point. If they saw him in this condition, it's over with, bro. No chance. They'd move him into a senior citizen's home. The guy couldn't move any of his limbs. I remember we were sitting in the dining room, and he wanted to go over to the couch. So he, like, gets up to go over the couch, and he starts stumbling, and he's about to fall into the little, like, table that's beside the couch. And on that table is this bougie-ass lamp that my mom bought. And I'm like, bro, you can't fuck my mom's lamp, you know? Like, you cannot destroy my mom's OG lamp. Like, come on, bro. Let me help you over. So I had to walk this guy, like, 5 feet to my couch. And I'm sitting there, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, dude, how's he more K than me already? Like, sure, I did more K, a lot more K than him at the time, but still, this guy was so sent off what to me seemed like just a little bit of K, you know? Maybe a little bit over a line, which I guess he didn't really have much of a tolerance, so that makes sense. But for Ashton and I, especially Ashton, pardon me, that was just like not very much to us, you know? Like, we could eat a line, you know? We could just face a couple lines and be okay, you know? Now, 3 lines, that's where you send me to K-Hole City, baby. That's where you send me to, I'm going ketamine crazy at that point, you know? But I didn't quite get to that point yet, at least. So the night progresses a little bit. My mom shoots me a text telling me what time she's coming home from work. She's like, hey, I'm coming home around this time, so-and-so. I don't remember what time it was. We'll just go with like 7 or 8 o'clock. I don't remember the fucking, this was like 5 years ago, bro. I'm not a clock. I don't know. So we're chilling for a little bit, and I tell the boys, like, hey, we got to dip out of here pretty soon. I realized pretty quickly that we have no ride. Kyle walked over, Ashton got dropped off, and at this point, I was driving my mom's car. She was at work, so that was a no-go. That's not happening. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, we got to figure out a ride. Ashton, he's busting out a Snapchat. I bust out my Snapchat, and Ashton ends up having his girl Megan come pick us up. Great girl, very kind. It was actually very funny. Before she met him, she was a very straight-edge, like, normal girl that I went to high school with. I introduced her to him. She became addicted to Molly. It was fascinating. But either way, that's for a different day, okay? So, she comes, and she picks us up from my crib. We all hop into her car, and we're just K'd off our asses, dude. I had to damn near carry Kyle out to the car. I pulled this guy off the couch. He's got his arm over my shoulder. It looks like I'm rescuing a wounded soldier, dude. Like, straight up. Like, it looks like I'm taking this guy to a medevac, bro. It's not looking good. So, I get him out to the car, and him and I are sitting in the back seat together, and we're bumping some music, and Kyle's just like, please let me get aux, bro. I need to hear this song. And then he played this shit. What I think it was called like Blase Blase or whatever. Some really fucking shit song. What is the song? Let me look it up. Yeah, a Ty Dolla $ign song, dude. I remember this so vividly, bro. Holy shit. We're sitting in the car and we're going to McDonald's because Megan, she asked what we wanted to do. And we're like, let's go grab something to drink. We're trying to smoke a little more. We need some beverages, right? The whole ride there, Blase Blase on max fucking volume, like 4 times in a row. And I'm K'd up, so like I didn't really mind it for the first 2 or 3. But once the 4th rolled around, I was like, okay, man. Come on now, Kyle. You've heard the song. Like, and we're windows down. It's nice outside. We're cruising. People are probably wondering why the same song's been on loop for, in the general vicinity for like 20 minutes. But you know what? We're having a good time, and that's all that matters. So we get to McDonald's, and Kyle, of course, asks for his signature McFlurry. Whenever we do K, this guy would always just demand a McFlurry. Badger anyone nearby to order a McFlurry for him because he couldn't talk well enough to order one. Whenever you do too much K or you just do a lot of it, one of the first things you lose the ability to do is speak coherently. When you do a lot of other substances, the effects are like visual and stuff like that. But on K, this is literally a tranquilizer, right? Like they use this to put down like horses and like cats and shit, you can also get this like IV therapy, which is kind of lit. Hey, where's my ketamine IV therapy, bro? Fuck. Either way, back on topic here. We're going through the drive-thru, right? And I place an order for his McFlurry, right? I order his McFlurry for him because he could never speak while he was on K. It's very hard to speak when you do a lot of it. And as I'm placing my order, I realize that I'm starting to lose my ability to talk too. I'm sitting there and I'm like, can I get a McFlurry? Like I'm trying so hard to sound out the words, and I felt like my mouth was moving after the words were already out, and I was tweaking. I was like, bro, how's that happening? I would think something and then say it like 5 seconds later, dude. So at that point, I was like, okay, I'm probably good on the K. I feel great. I'm probably good. After I place our order, I remember we all got some drinks. Kyle got his McFlurry. We get past the little order thing, and Ashton offers me a bump while we're in the drive-thru. And I'm like, bro, did you just hear me order, dude? Like, no, bro. Like, no chance, dude. I can't go. I'm sorry. I can't do any more. My limbs are barely working. My mouth doesn't work. Soon, my cock won't work. There's no chance. I'm sorry, And he's like, hey, understandable, right? So we get our beverages, and we go, and we park up. We park up in the nearest spots we can see, which just so happen to be those numbered spots that you park, like when they tell you to pull up and go wait for your food. And they're like, oh, just pull into spot number 3, And then you wait 20 minutes, even though all you ordered was fries and a burger, and they served 5 people behind you. So it's kind of questionable. It's like, yo, you're telling me those 5 didn't order a fries or a burger? It doesn't make sense. They're discriminating, right? That's all I'm saying. But back on topic. I don't go to McDonald's anymore because they pull that shit on me every time, dude. Literally, I'm actually mad about it. I'm going to vent real quick, dude. They did this to me 3 times in a row one time at McDonald's. I pulled up. Literally, I was with the homies, dude. I remember this so vividly. The same location 3 times in a row, bro. Every time I pulled up, they'd be like, yeah, can you pull up? It's not like we were ordering crazy shit. It's like, oh, let's go get some drinks and like maybe like someone wanted a burger, or like someone wants fries. No, pull up. No, can you pull right there? Then they serve 8 people behind us. All right. Doesn't matter. Back on topic here. So, we pull into the spot and we're chilling for a little bit. We end up rolling up a blunt, bumping some music. We got the windows down, just sipping our drinks, having a good time, chatting our shit. And a car pulls into a spot next to us, right? We just assumed they were doing the same thing as us, maybe parking up to eat. We never really processed the fact that these were the spots that people used to wait for their orders. So we're chilling for a few minutes, and I hear the door behind me open. I hear someone walking out. I look back, heavy-ass McDonald's door swinging open. Motherfucker walks out. This employee's coming out with a big bag of food. It's like natural lick instinct. It's like the inner just terrible person in me. I immediately flag him down. I stick my arm out the window. I'm like, yo, like right here, man. For sure, dude. I've been waiting forever, can't wait. He walks over. He's like, oh, like, did you have the, he starts reading off the order. And I'm like, yeah, dude. That's what I had, That's what I had. And everyone else in the car is just sitting there in silence. Megan didn't say shit. Ashton didn't say shit. Kyle didn't say shit. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, yeah, that's what we had. And he's like, oh, here you go, man. I'm like, thank you so much, dude. Have a good day. This motherfucker brought out, listen, it wasn't enough for everyone, but we shared, He brought out 2 drinks, which that's fine. We already had drinks. Fuck the drinks. But then I remember this motherfucker brought out nuggets, dude. Nuggets on nugget. It was perfect, bro. I was worried we were just going to get like some kids meals and shit. No, bro. It was literally 2 like fat ass nugget and fries orders. It was perfect, bro. So we're sitting there. We had just rolled a blunt and Jesus Christ himself just brought us free McD's. So we pull out of that spot and dip immediately. Guy sitting next to us probably heated as can be. Pissed. But I, at the same time, I doubt he realized at the time that like we weren't also waiting for food. He probably just thought McDonald's was jagging, In reality, that I wonder what happened to that guy actually. Like, was he just there indefinitely? Like, damn, did he go in and go like, yo, where's my food? And they were like, damn, we served it. Damn, that guy, oh man, I probably ruined his day. That's terrible, dude. That's terrible. Hey, pro tip here, the other way to steal from McDonald's is you just simply, you go through and you order like a large drink or something, have your receipt, then you pull up and say you had 2 separate orders, right? It only works if you have 2 people in the car. They're going to ask questions if you're alone. But if you have 2 people in the car, it kind of makes sense. So just be like, yeah, I had 2 separate orders, And then they'll probably give you the person behind you without asking, like, anything about it, If they ask what else you have, just say vague things like, oh, I had a large fry and a burger, Just be very vague. All right. Back on topic. Dude, hey, McDonald's just lost $1 million because of this video. Back on topic, though. So we dip out, and now we got our food, we got our drinks, and we got blunts rolled up. We rolled 2 more fucking blunts up, bro. We were ready to rumble, dude. I forgot to mention earlier in the night, once Megan picked us up, we did stop and get some more wraps, but it's a relevant fucking detail, dude. It's a relevant fucking detail. Listen, dude. Do you think I have a body cam on? We're not talking about every detail of the night, dude. I got horny that night and jacked off too. Irrelevant. Doesn't need to be spoken on in the video, right? So, either way, we leave up out of this McDonald's, We dip out of there. We got our food, and we park up somewhere else. We smoke up. I don't remember where the fuck we parked, but we parked up. We smoked our blunt. We divvied up the food. We're sharing our nuggets, passing the fries around. It's bussin'. It was a great night. After we finished eating and smoking our blunts, I was feeling really fucking good, but I was exhausted, bro. I was tired, and I remember asking to go home. I was like, yo, you think you could drop me off here, Megan? Like, I'm trying to slump, And she's like, yeah, no problem. I'll drop you off. Kyle, meantime, he's in the back seat. He's still just completely tranquilized, but he was happy that he had the McFlurry and now some fries to dip in it. So he was satisfied. He was feeling good. I look over at him. This motherfucker, I knew I couldn't have a very complex conversation with him. So I was just like, yo, dude, you like that fucking McFlurry? He's like, yes, dude, yes. So I knew he was satisfied. So I end up having Megan drive me home, right? She drops me off, and I'm like, yo, make sure, I tell Ashton, I'm like, yo, just walk fucking Kyle to his door, dude. Walk him into his crib. Like, go sit him down on his couch or something, when he gets home. And he's like, bet, I got you, man. He daps me up. I go on home feeling good, dude. And I remember I went right to bed that night and just passed the fuck out. It was magnificent. Hey, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you did. Get your hands on some mugshot merch. Link in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, gamers.